Everyone, this is Scott Hudspeth with Agent Mastermind. Welcome to the call. I'm so excited to have you here and honored to be a part of your lives. Hope everyone's doing well. I am honored and privileged, and for all of us, to have Jonathan back with us on the call. Jonathan, how you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
No, dude, I'm honored to have you here, and I know that you're just knocking it out of the park out there in California, which is awesome. But today, you guys, this is going to be an awesome class, and I have to say, Jonathan, that Facebook has been, like the marketing animals, like we've used Facebook. It has been one of the most powerful things for us to grow our business. That I don't know what we would do without it, to be honest with you. So I know that you last week just shared with me within the time that we ended the class on Tuesday, and I think it was Friday we were talking, Thursday or Friday. It was like 4 days or maybe it was 48 hours. You actually had, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue coming in just from Facebook, or leads. I think it was leads. You had several, like, I don't know, it was a stupid number of leads come in through Facebook, and it was listings and stuff like that. So you're going to share with us today what that looks like, how you use it, and how you've had so much success with Facebook.
Yeah, I definitely will. You know, it's always tough too, because sometimes I'm a realtor as well, right? So we're looking for sometimes that shiny object, and Facebook, well, anything can be that, right? And to me, it's doing a few things, but really drilling down, you know, deep with them, and then, you know, no matter how the lead comes, because at the end of the day, I tell people it really doesn't matter how you get a lead, as long as it's a lead, that's great. It's the communication skills to move that lead along from, you know, a lead or what I call a probable purchaser to an actual initial consultation and a meeting and, you know, a client, and just, you know, helping them out. So yeah, Facebook is definitely an option or an area to get leads, and there's really 9 ways to generate leads, and one of them is online, and Facebook is that. So let me go, because we can talk about it all day long, or I can just get into it and show you my Facebook.
There you go, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, so here's Facebook. Okay. And I am not a, it's like this. I explain to people, I know how to use my cell phone, but I don't know how it works, right? Because I don't get paid money to know that. And so I'm going to show you just results from the Facebook stuff. And I mean, to learn how to quote unquote do it, you know, probably buy a Facebook book. It's really easy. So here's this ad, accuratehomepricer.com.
Okay.
And so to start with, I use a company called Geographic Farm, and what they do for me, and my URL is sellingpowway.com, and you're seeing this on your screen, right?
Correct. Yep. See it here.
Okay.
Yep. And guys, real quick, if you're having issue with audio, it's best if you go into the audio section, click on telephone, and then dial in the number and call in on your phone. Because if you're not, you're fighting your internet connection, and you're fighting like a voice over IP. It's never as good as you if you call in. So I'm hearing Jonathan like absolutely clear as a bell with no interruptions. So I would click the audio tab on your little display there, click telephone, and it'll give you a number and an access code to log in, and a PIN number. So just wanted to let everybody make sure they hear you.
Awesome, beautiful. So this is a company, they're called Geographic Farm. They're down here. You can Google them or just go to geographicfarm.com. I think I pay $100 a month for this, you know, landing page. I could probably go out and create, you know, my own page and this and that. I just not interested in doing that.
For $100 a month, heck no.
It's just simple. You know, there's other places out there like Real Geeks as well who do similar things. There's probably companies and all kinds of companies that do it. It really doesn't matter which one. Just pick one and do it.
Okay.
But so this is kind of what the public sees, and then they would type in their address, and I'll do a fake one, 15. I'll give you my address here, 15311 Ridgeview Place. That's Poway, and then the people click the button. And some people will type in their name and email and cell number. Some people will not do that, and I'll kind of go over with you, later how that works. Kind of shows, this is my home here, so it's, it's really pretty cool. So a person says, yeah, that's definitely my house, and then they would type in their name and type in their email and cell number. Oops. And then selling in, and they can kind of choose, okay, I'm just curious, I'm refinancing, all this type of stuff.
Very cool.
Again, it's my belief that if somebody is going to this site, they're more than any of these. They're like ready to go. So it's, I think I gave the example last time where like I've never driven through McDonald's drive-through just to check it out. Right?
That's a great way to put it, man. Oh my God, that's too funny.
Yeah, I've never gone to my barber shop just to like check what's going on. It's like I've never gone to the principal's office just to hang out. It's like they're serious, right? And I think that's a huge mindset. So people say, well, how in the world do you do $40 million a year working 15 hours maximum a week? Well,
right.
It's mindset. So it's like every single lead that I get, it's I treat them like they're ready to sell their house like 2 hours ago, right? So okay, let's click this here. We click get your valuation. Thanks, your report will be sent. Great. And as you can see from this screen, there is nothing about me, right? There's nothing about Jonathan Zabraki. There's nothing about we're the best. There's nothing about we've sold over 1,000 homes. We've sold well over $300 million of real estate. You'd be crazy not to use us. None of that. And so let's see how it did. Because what I did is when we hung up last week, I said, you know what? I'm going to put $50 a day into Facebook ads. And so what's 50 times, it's been running now for, and you can see today it's been $12 has been spent. Price per website click is 92 cents. Now this is an ad that was running, like way back. Let me see if I can open this and see. Okay, so yeah, so I wasn't even running this ad from October onward, right?
Right. Oh, you just ran it in December. Okay.
Just ran it. I mean, see, the problem, well, I wouldn't say the problem I have, Scotty, but I don't need any more leads.
Right.
Which is a really good problem to have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess I could do 60 million in sales. I just don't want to work more than 15 hours a week. So
good point. You're close to 40 million. Why would you?
Right. So, but let's take a look at this and see. So we got, I ran the ad. Let's see if it gives us these numbers. Okay, so on December 2nd, 69 people clicked to the website. 106 people, 96, 95, 115, 95, 71, and then it hasn't happened today. So I don't know if we add those up. Let's say 70, so 160. 260, 360, 460, 560, call it 600 plus. So 600 plus people have gone and clicked on my ad, and let's see what the ad is.
And I don't know if you guys know this or not, Jonathan, he has a daily budget, so he'll put in, it looked like he had a $50 a day budget. So I mean, which looks like way more than enough, because in one day you're getting, if you're getting clicks, you're going to have people putting in the info. People aren't going to click. I would love to see what the ad looked like.
Let's see here. They changed this up a little bit too. So
They did. If you click on one of the links there, will it show you?
oh, here's the ad. Okay. So this is the Facebook ad. So on the ad, it has to put, well, I don't know if it has to, but it puts, the company, and then, for, I would just do it whatever specific. So like last year for San Diego, our real estate market was up 26.7%.
Okay.
So what happens is sometimes the public says, man, it's just going to keep going up forever, right?
Right.
It's everything's based on greed and fear. And so this ad, what I did, I just said our San Diego market was up 18% this year, and now it's only up 7.4%. So it's actually, coming down. Click here for your home's value. And SD, San Diego home prices are dropping. And so when they click on that, then they get sent, to this page here. So out of $350 that I've spent for Facebook ads, and I guess the $100 for this.
It's. I think they might. You might have got in at the ground zero, but I guess it's $4.95 per month on a basic, unless there's something that like because I looked up somebody looked up actually showed me it's $4.95 per month.
Oh.
So you might have got in when they first got started. So.
Could be. That's man, I tell you, a good rule of thumb too is like those who take fast, quick action tend to do better than those that don't, right? It's just
right on. Right on.
Okay, so where are we at? So that's that. So let's go to Geographic Farm, because this is kind of where it keeps track of everybody.
Right on.
All right. So
wow.
So here's me. Beth Collins. Hello, Beth. I'm guessing Beth might be on the call.
That's curious. Oh, she might be? Okay.
Maybe type it
in.
in.
Later?
I don't know.
She just went today. It was just today. Okay. Okay, cool.
So if we take a look at this leads, let's see. So, and we're going to go back to December 2nd because that's when it started. We're not going to count Beth or me. Dan looks like a realtor. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, oops, not 14, 13. So 13 people.
In December.
Well, just in the last week. So since the week I've been running this. So for $350, I got 13 people to raise their hand and say, here's my name, here's my phone number, here's my email, here's my address. And you can see how many just said, just curious, not selected, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Well, I just know that not to be true.
Right, right.
It's just not true. So, so what I've done is when the lead comes in, I call them. And I love to call people within 90 seconds, typically within 30 seconds. The faster I can call them, the better. And so from these 13 folks, I have 2 listing appointments set up. And from these listing appointments, if they choose to list with me, and then one of them is also going to purchase a home, that's, let's see, it's about 2.6 million, and then what is that in commissions? Call it a 5% commission divided in half, so 2.6, that's 50,000 plus another 12. So it's over 60,000 in commissions from $350.
Yeah. Well, even if it was one deal for $350, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, would you spend $350? Okay, so say you spent the $500 for the system, the $350 in Facebook leads. You spent $1,000. Would you spend that for one lead per month? And you have 13. So it's all a matter of now. What do you say to them on the phone? How do you get them? What are they curious about? Well, they're curious about the home value. Remember, we did this class, Jonathan, and you weren't part of this group back then, but long time ago, a couple years ago, we have a lady out of Canada that shared this value strategy with us, and I'm just putting a word like a website together, and she actually physically walked around with flyers and door knocked.
Sure.
And before she got home, she had leads calling her just for value of homes. And why do they want value of homes in the area? They didn't want value of homes in their area. They wanted value of home of their home, and they're like, oh, we're just thinking about selling in the next 1 to 3 months or whatever, or right now or whatever. And she knocked it out of the park.
Exactly, and that's why at the start of the call I said it really doesn't matter the method you use,
Right.
just that you use a method. And if
Right.
if Facebook is a method you want to use, perfect. If it's door knocking, perfect. I've done very little door knocking. I'm one of these people. I don't have thick skin. I just don't want to get rejected. And so, okay, so that's that. So 13 people gave me all their contact info, but what's even better than that, Scotty, is this. So let's count how many people gave me their address, right?
Right. Oh, my God.
They gave me their address, but I don't have their email. I don't have their name. So let's see here. There's 20 per page, so that's 20. And we're just going to go back to December 2nd. So let's see, that's 20, 40, 60.
Oh, so they can put in their address but not their name and number?
Yes, so we're at 80, 60, 80, 100, 120. About 126. So 126 to be exact. So I got 13 leads with full info, 126 with just their address.
That's 21% of the people that clicked on your link, because I use 600.
Yeah.
21% of the people that clicked on your link put in their address.
Yeah. So now so it's all about having a follow-up system, right?
Right.
So it's like every great company on global Earth has a follow-up system. Right. And what happens is most realtors just don't have that. And so what I do is all these people, so every day I send them, so whatever that is, 126 of them came in, and I send them this. 10 best kept secrets for selling your home. And it goes, first impression is the only impression, always be ready to show, ... Again, it's just a lot of information.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit about, myself, very little. So I send that report, I send a cover letter on top of it. It goes in a envelope that, like you don't fold paper, so it's a whatever, it's 8.5 by 11 size envelope, because I don't want the paper folded, right, like a typical letter. I want it to stand out.
Yep.
So I send them that.
Do you hard copy it to them? You don't email it to them, you hard copy?
Yeah, hard copy, because these are the 126 people where I don't have their email.
Right. Oh, that's true. Right on. Okay.
Finding your name is simple. I just go to the tax records, basically, find their name. And send that out to them, and then there's other, follow-up sequence I send out, and I send out certain postcards to them. So let me show you an example of a postcard I'll send out. Maybe I showed you this last time, maybe not, but
Yep.
Here's a postcard. It says, just sold, multiple offers in 9 days, highest priced home sold 92128 since 2009, I send them this postcard, and these are jumbo-sized postcards, so they're really nice, they stand out. But what I do different is I send them a postcard. I think I have 26 of them total, and I send them out a postcard out every single day. So basically,
for how many days?
26.
26 days. Awesome.
Yeah. So every day these people are getting something like this for 26 days in a row.
Now, do you have that automated so somebody's doing it for you?
No, this is actually sent out via my kids. So they just put the stamp on it, and the
got it.
Yeah. So this year, what I tried doing, and this is my highest year ever income-wise. Basically, because I've pretty much done it all, and I've had big teams of 6 assistants and buyers agents and all this type of stuff. And I said, I just want to get really lean. And so I for 2014, I've not paid $1 to an outside assistant.
Okay.
I have
Cool.
some contractors doing certain things for me,
Right.
but yeah, so it's just all these postcards are just proof, right? So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
just sold, just sold, just sold, just sold, just sold. Selling your home can be intimidating. I talk about there's 1.2 million realtors out there, and that there's only a few that are part of these programs. I send out a package with stress balls in it, and I say, gosh, buying and selling a home is the 3rd biggest stressor in somebody's life. If there's any way I can help you, call me. Let's talk. And so kind of my big call to action is just, hey, let's have a conversation.
Right. Right.
I know.
I don't know if you probably know this, but they did a study, and they went around the neighborhood and they said, hey, if you were to recommend a real estate agent, who would that be? And they did this huge subdivision. I don't know, a couple hundred, 200-300 people. And then nobody really had anybody that they would refer to. A couple of them had a name here and there. And then they did a study, the same neighborhood. They went and emailed postcards, just like you do right here, to that neighborhood for months. I don't know how many months it was, but it was for a long time. Consistently emailed. And it was somebody that didn't even exist. And then they went back and they said, hey, is there a realtor that you would recommend? And 90% of them said that person that was receiving the postcard.
Right.
On a consistent basis. So more or less the farming does work because it's top of mind. Are you there when they're ready to go? I don't know if you guys don't have an art van in your area, but I'm sure you have something similar where we have a furniture store that every day says 0 financing for 3 months. You don't hear that until you're ready to buy furniture, but if they only played it 1 month, they're only going to catch the people that are ready that month, and it's called the reticular activator. You don't know when someone's ready. Not only that, Jonathan's building relationships with these people. If one calls them, it's not just one lead. It's now their family, their friends, their coworkers. I mean, it's insane staying in front of people and having this automated and ready to go. Dude, it's solid.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. And so it's interesting. I mean, I hadn't done this in a long time because, again, I'm not, I don't really need the leads, right? And
Right.
One of the examples of not needing the leads is, I'm setting this up, and I think I actually launched it like Tuesday night around like 11 p.m. Yeah, I'm setting it up. I got it set up. Your leads started coming in. What's interesting is, I mean, it's just this. I mean, the leads. So I set it up on. Let me check my dates. Last Tuesday, was it the 2nd? I just want to make sure. Yeah, so last Tuesday was the 2nd, and I think I launched this, okay, call it 9 p.m. at night.
Okay.
Well, look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, 9 leads
in 1 day.
Came in from 9 p.m. to midnight. And then on the 3rd, the next day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 leads. It just is. It's absurd. It's but anyway.
So are you using? I noticed this system has. It says postcard design templates. Are you using their templates, or did you make up your own?
I created my own. So I have my own in-house designer. She's great. She used to work with Billabong Surf Company.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I don't. But again, anything will work, right? I think you could. Don't get caught up on the minutia.
Right.
Just get something out there. But this is
what about somebody asked the question, and I apologize, I don't remember who it was, but somebody, I think it was Anna. She says, do you send them the value of their like? Do you send them values in any way, shape, or form?
No. So all they get was that one page on that
Okay.
website where it says your report will be coming in the next 24 hours.
Okay. Okay.
But I call them, like I say, within
Oh, you call them. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
at least
That's
the
cool.
13 that gave me their phone number,
Mhm.
I call.
Okay.
And
What is the conversation? What is the conversation? If you don't mind sharing, what does the conversation like that look like? If I was the person you were calling.
yeah, well, it's just that. So at every, and I'm glad you called it a conversation, because everything I do is just about having a conversation. So it's like I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I just would have a conversation as we're sitting having coffee. So I give them a call, and maybe you be the lead, right? And so
Right.
it'd be ring, ring.
Hello. Hey, this is Scott.
Hey, Scott. My name's Jonathan. I'm glad you were on one of my websites. It looks like you want to know the value of your home.
Yeah. I'm just curious to see what's going on out there. I'm always, I bought this home a couple years ago, and just curious what the values are doing right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to get that to you. Would it be best for us to meet at noon or at 2 o'clock today?
Um, I was really just looking for the value of the home. Kind of like the value of homes in my area. Just kind of like, just curious.
Sure. Well, I can certainly help you with that. There's a couple of sources out there that do just computerized, estimates. One is Zillow. Are you familiar with them?
I'm not. No, I'm not. No. I mean, I think I've seen them around, but I don't know what that. I don't know what they. I see houses listed on there every once in a while or something like that.
Gotcha. It's a great service. It's just not that accurate. And
Okay.
the reason it's not that accurate is because no one from Zillow has actually come to your neighborhood or come to your home and truly giving you, a value of what your home is worth. It's just all computerized, numbers basically.
Sure. Sure.
And so maybe it's going to be plus or minus, let's say, 20%, even maybe
Okay.
40% of what your home's value is.
Okay.
So it might tell you that your home's value is 600,000, and
Yeah.
in reality it might be 800,000 or it
Mm,
might be 400,000.
got it.
And so what I'd be more than happy to do is come on out and give you a really, accurate number, probably plus or minus within $10,000 of what your home is truly worth.
Sure. Okay.
There's
All
there's
right.
no cost, there's no obligation, and even if you're just curious about it, fantastic. At least you know, and if you
Right.
want to potentially refinance and save money on your mortgage, it'll help you out that way. And then if you do ever want to move, at least have a resource in the business.
Well, it's funny that you say that because when I bought the house, and this is probably a typical conversation you hear, when I bought the house, I bought it, I think, for a good deal, but I put a bunch of money into it. So you letting
Mm,
me know if maybe the value I put into it was worth it, and if it's actually gone up a lot, because we don't plan on staying here forever. And I'm just
yeah.
wondering if maybe, now's the right time or if I should wait a while. And that's probably what you hear a lot of, right?
It is, yeah. I mean,
I
I'd
bought it
love.
cheap and put some money into it, and now I think it's worth $1 million.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'd love to have that conversation with you. And there's three promises I make to my clients. One is I'm always going to be on time. Two is I'm going to be brutally honest with you. And three is I'm going to follow through and do what I say I'm going to do. And there's three things that I'm going to be doing with you and for you. One of them is consult with you, which is what I'll do, and I'll tell you, yeah, what you've done is great. Or I'll say, gosh, you might want to do these additional, 2, 3 things. Um, and if you want to stay put for 100 years, awesome, no problem. And if you want to move, before Christmas, that's not a problem either.
Right.
And I'm going to negotiate for you, so I'm going to treat your money like it's my money. And then third, I'm going to handle all the details for you. There's 381 steps in a typical real estate transaction these days, and I've done this a lot, and I will definitely be able to be of assistance to you and help you out. So, yeah, would it be better for us to meet at noon or at 2?
Hey, man, I'll take the 2. That sounds really good, man. I appreciate it.
All right,
Look
see
forward
you
to meeting
then.
with you. Yeah, I mean, do that. It's just you have nothing. Like if you give them the information, I mean, I guess if you give them the information over the phone, you got nothing. If you meet with them, there's nothing better on planet Earth than a face-to-face. That's where everybody that I talk to that does good, that I meet with, like, hey, where'd the last 4 deals come from? Friend of a friend, floor time. Well, what happened with the person on the floor time? Well, they're a friend now. You guys we're all good when we get face-to-face, or we wouldn't be in the business, right? You have nothing. I mean, like, you're so good at you're so calm and casual about getting that face-to-face and non-threatening.
Yeah.
It's no wonder you get face-to-face. And here's the bigger thing that I think is more important. Don't take it personal if you don't get the face-to-face. A lot of people go, well, that didn't work. Shoot, I'm not calling and dealing with that again. Holy crap, I can't. You know what I mean? You get emotional about it, and you can't get emotional.
Correct. It's one of these things where it's like if Ken doesn't work out, there's a good chance Dan will work out.
Yeah.
And,
dude, I shared your SW the other day, and someone's like, wow, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Some will, so what? Some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting. I love that someone's waiting, because guess what? If Ken doesn't, Dan's waiting. And if Dan doesn't, Beth's waiting. You know, it's like just amazing. If you look at it that way and treat it as a business, no hard feelings.
Exactly. And what I've found is worst case by meeting these people, worst case, because I always, well, I tell my clients, well, a lot of times what we do is just psychology, right? It's almost giving our buyers and sellers permission to do what they want to do.
Right.
And I just tell people, if they get stuck, I go, well, gosh, what's the worst case that could happen? So if you were like not wanting me to come to your home at noon or at 2, you know, I'd be like, Scott, gosh, I know you reached out. You want to know the value of your home. Well, what's the worst case by me coming over to your home at 2 o'clock?
I find out the value of my home, and I'm not happy.
What's the best case?
Best case is I'm excited about the value of my home, and I can make a bunch of money and move on.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. So
that's a great question, Jonathan. I love that question. What's the worst case? What's the best case? Yeah, I love that.
And then I like to say,
that's a writer-downer, my friends. That is a writer-downer.
What's the worst case? What's the best case? You know, what's the most likely case? And sometimes I might even joke with people, right? Because it's all different. I mean, if someone says, well, worst case is I'll know the value of my home, and I won't like it.
Right.
Well, I guess. I mean, I guess worst case is, gosh, I come over to your home and I steal all your furniture.
Right.
Or worst case, I come over to your home and I don't know, I commit a heinous crime. I mean, that just isn't going to happen, right? It's like when you toss out worst cases, worst case, I don't know, I could be driving to your home and get hit by a meteor. We build up these worst case scenarios, and generally it's not that bad, right? Even if the person hangs up the phone on us, it's worst case is they hung the phone up on us.
Right. Worst case. Who cares? Next.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, what do you, someone's saying, as far as, is this the only thing you do on Facebook for lead generation? I mean, not that this sucks, because it's amazing, but do you use Facebook for testimonials or anything besides ads that, as far as collaborating with your past database, current database, building that up, anything like that?
No, and so I am a, what's the word for it again? It's like
the least I can do to get the most the desired result.
Right. Like even doing these Facebook ads, running them this last week, and I got 2 appointments. It'll probably be 3 transactions from it because one is going to buy a home as well. It's like 2.6 million in sales. It's I don't know. I don't need it. You know,
don't need, right.
Because It's Wednesday morning last week, and I'm driving somewhere, and I get a call from a past client. It goes to my voicemail. I call him back, goes to his voicemail. We connect, and he's just like, yeah, we bought this, $800,000 home a year ago. Our company's doing pretty good. I think we're either going to remodel or we're going to, upgrade. And, then that's where I go, hey, let's meet, right, and have a conversation. And I say, well, what's the best case? Let's say you remodel to your heart's content. What's the best case? Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, best case is, we get a brand new house, but it's still like an old house. It's still a 30-year-old house. We're still kind of stuck with the same square footage that we have, and Okay, what's the worst case if you remodel? Gosh, worst case is, it just takes 9 months of time, and it goes over budget, and and okay. So, man, even on a best case, it doesn't sound that great. Well, yeah, we're still not getting what we want. And so I'm like, well, how about this? How about sell and get what you want?
There you go. Yeah, that sounds like the best case scenario.
Yeah, because typically, like when it's America, so we can do whatever we want to do, and his name is Alan. Alan, it's America. We can do it, we can throw dollar bills out our car window if we want to, but it's just not logical. And so it's kind of like this, you have this house, it just doesn't fit your needs. It's probably best to sell it. It's kind of similar to like, a car. So if you own a 10-year-old car, you can put $30,000 of improvements into it.
Yeah.
Or financially, it's better off just to sell that car and buy a new one.
Right on.
And and then I go into my consulting, which is all about, I don't know if you should buy a new house, but let's go find out.
Look at it. So you push them away a little bit. Yeah. So you're more of the consultative point of view, which people love. It's not like make a sale. It's like, well, let's talk about it. Make sure it is the right choice for you. What's the worst case scenario? What's the best case scenario? People appreciate that. Hey, question from James coming in. What were the 3 promises again that you used? Those were good, man.
Well, yeah, and I don't have any tattoos on my body, but if I did, I'd be covered with stuff. But the 3 promises are definitely would be in high prominence on my chest somewhere, but it would be I promise to be on time, I promise to be brutally honest with you, and I promise to do what I say I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to
follow. You promise to do common things exceptionally well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my one of my buddies that I work with goes, if you just do common things exceptionally well, you will be very, very successful. Because those 3 promises aren't done very well by most of the people. On time, another one's communication. I'll say I'll do exactly what I say I'm going to do, which is just, if I say I'm going to communicate with you, I'm going to communicate with you. I'm going to keep you updated. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and
it covers them in a great detail. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and gosh, okay, so getting back to this client, Alan, right? So I helped him buy a home, call it a year and a half ago, and I failed in my follow-up, right? So let's just be honest. I failed. I probably called him 2 times, within the first 2 months of his closing, and maybe 1 time after that. And to me, I go, man, just think if I was calling Alan once a month, and just being there for him, how much more business would he have sent me referral based? And but anyway, for him, so it's like so then it's he and his wife, and it's like, guys, I don't know if it's a good fit for you, but let's go find out. And the way to find out is let's see what exists out there. Mm-hmm. So in a perfect world, what kind of price range do you want to be in? And then, they tell me, and I think it was like, 1.6, 1.7 million. And I say, okay, so if we find a 7 out of a 10 house, because there's no perfect house out there, it doesn't exist, but if we find a house that's a 7 out of a 10 that's at 1.7 million, would you buy it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we would buy it. Okay, well, great. Well, I met with them, must have been Friday, and I'm always about what's the next step. So even when I go over there, I know what the next step is going to be, and I leave with the next step. And the next step in that case was, hey, let's go take a look at a couple of homes, and I'll email you what I think are the best of the best, and you just email me back telling me which 5, 10, 20 you want to take a look at, and so they emailed me back. We went out and looked yesterday, which is Monday, and we looked at 2 properties, and oh gosh, we're at one house like 10 minutes, just wasn't a good fit. We're at another house probably an hour and 10 minutes, and I mean, I'd be befuddled if at the end of the day today I don't have an offer written for this house that they want to buy and have their home on the market, by the weekend. And that to me is like, so that all comes about because I treated them well the first time, right? Those 3 simple promises. But I know the client I want to attract, and I repel everybody else. I mean, like repel people, right? So there's people in my town who probably think I'm the worst person ever. Great, because I don't want to do it, right? Because I don't need to nor want to work with everybody. Because like Alan and Dawn, I don't need to convince them that I'm going to be a rock star for them. Does that make sense?
They already know. Yeah, they already know.
We're not going to have to look at 100 homes. We're going to look at 2 because I know what they're looking for. They don't really want to mess around. They have 6 kids, right? And so they don't have free time, right? So to me, some of the worst buyers are people who are single or people who don't have kids. Because you got free time, right? It's like, yeah, let's go look at houses for 4 hours and see decorating ideas.
Hey, quick question coming in from Karen. I appreciate you being here, Karen. Karen says, this is done on a business page only, right? Facebook business page.
Yep.
Does it matter? It doesn't matter how many likes one has for their business page. Or I think you have to have 100 likes to run an ad on your. I don't think you do anymore.
No, I guarantee I don't. Let me even see here. Let's.
I don't think you do. I think they've changed that. I don't even think you have to put it on a. It doesn't even have to be a post on a page. You can do it as a post.
Yeah, this is what I got here. Let's see if I even know how to run this thing. Here's my Facebook page for business.
Okay, always runs a little slower with on a webinar. I currently have a campaign, and guys, whether it's this company, but the strategy is, what's the value of my home? Like, underselling Poway, what's your home really worth? Home prices are rising. Enter email address, get validation. If they put in the information, great. If they don't, you're going to get an address. That's really what they're going for. And he had 13 people that put in the phone numbers. The big key point that Jonathan makes, and he's made it last week and this week, is he calls them right away. That is a huge under-promise, over-deliver, because you're over-delivering huge. It's like, wow, man, I just hit that button like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
And it starts the relationship, and you have a conversation with no expectation in return. You want to, and you know what I love about you the most, man, is like, it's okay if we don't work together. I want to make sure that I can exceed your expectations, really is what you're saying.
Well, exactly.
I want to make sure that I can exceed your expectations by asking you some very important questions and be brutally honest with you, and you don't get offended by it. But I don't want to work with somebody that I can't exceed their expectations and that they're going to be happy. It's just not worth it for me.
I have, yeah, I mean, I really don't care. I mean, it's really
right.
I don't. I just want to meet with people, right? Because Well, I mean, I go back to what's the worst case. So the worst case is I go on these 2 listing appointments,
Yeah.
and nothing happens from it. Not well. I guess worst case, I meet them and they go, "Man, you're a total donkey's butt. We're going to tell 4,000 people that you stink."
Yeah.
That's, I
Yeah.
guess,
Right.
the worst case, I guess, is they would kill me. But I
Yep.
mean, if they
Yep.
kill me, I'd be in a better place because I'm a believer, so I'm in heaven. So
Right.
there is no worst case, right? It's
Right.
um, best case is they want me to sell their house.
Yep.
Most likely case is they're like every seller and they're just curious. It's
Yeah.
like, I want to do it, but I don't know if I want to do it, but I want to do it. Well, great. Just like I did with Alan and Dawn, let's talk it through. Because I tell people sometimes the worst thing you can do is make a decision on your own.
Right. Right.
And I'm not going to make the
Or
decision.
assume something.
Or assume. So I'm not going to make the decision for you, and I'm not going to be like a parent or an aunt or an uncle, that kind of thing. But because of my experience, let me put my experience to work for you, and you tell me what you want to accomplish, and then I'll guide you with what the best next step would be.
Right. Hey, Jay's asking a good question. He says, hey, is there a point in the conversation when there's just too many negatives and you just let it go? Do you have a cool way to let it go, or you kind of just say, hey, man, it was nice talking to you. Good luck to you, and just let it go? Or
It's a great question. Sure. Yeah, I mean, all the time. But I think I don't know. I just don't get a lot of that, I guess.
right,
I mean,
I know. If you ask the right questions, you typically, if you're going into it with, I think, with your expectations instead of theirs, wanting to know their, really truly flipping the switch, go, can I help you or can I? What's the best case scenario? What's the worst case scenario? If you go into it with that attitude, I mean, and you ask them questions and not put your thought pattern into it and let them make the decisions or answer the questions, it's kind of hard to have a conversation go wrong if that's the case.
Well, exactly. And so it's it's like I really don't care what the outcome is, because worst, well, not even worst case, but let's say, because I had on one of the leads, right? They're like, hey, we're just curious what the value of our home is. Awesome. Yeah. Tell me, what are you curious about? Well,
Right.
we're thinking about refinancing. Oh, great. Oh my gosh. Let me introduce you to Jesse. I mean, he is, if you want someone to really, really take care of you, he's going to be a great fit for you. In fact, when I get off this phone call with you, I'm going to call Jesse, and I'm going to make sure he gives you a call.
There you go.
And now I've passed that lead on to my, lender, who I really like, and Jesse's going to love that conversation because these people want to refinance, right?
Right.
And typically what I'll even do, I'll still go over to their house and I'll still say, hey, so you're thinking of refinancing? Awesome. But before you pay that appraisal fee, because, it might be $400, $500 to do an appraisal, well, let me come on out to your home and I'll give you a pretty accurate analysis so that, we'll see if it even works for you, or not. Even with that value I give you, you're still going to talk to Jesse because he's got every, thing under the sun in his bag of tricks, to make it happen for you. But I love doing this, initial consultation. I just want to meet with them.
Exactly.
And I email this out to them if I have their email, or I'll send a hard copy of it. And then when I meet with them, it's all about this, choosing an option. So I tell them, hey, when we're done and you have the value of your home, you can do absolutely nothing and say, hey, thanks for the value of my home. You can sell your home on your own if you want to do that. It's a technical term for it. It's called, FSBO, FSBO. Thousands of people do that a year, not a problem. 3 is you can use a traditional realtor. And then I tell them there's 17,000. There's 17,000 in San Diego alone. So, I mean, you have a lot of options there. Or 4, you can use a professional real estate consultant like myself. And typically they'll say, well, what's the difference? And if it's a Facebook ad like this, I'll be like, well, I don't know. I guess the difference is I'm going to really listen to you, and I'm not going to let you down. Meaning, like, remember on the phone call, when we had, 4 days ago, and you went to one of my websites and you inquired about the value of your home, and remember how you were instantly like, hey, we're just not interested? And I could have probably said, hey, no problem, thanks, bye. But I didn't do that, did I? Remember, I kept just being a consultant for you. I kept leading the conversation, and that to me is what leadership is really finding out what you want and not letting you sabotage yourself, but actually following through and doing it and getting it. And that's what I'm going to do for you is I am not going to let you down. Oh my gosh. I mean, so I could go over,
I love it, dude.
I could go over my listing presentation, but it's like it's ironclad, lock solid. It just happens, right? It's like I explain it like this way. So for any of those who've ever been to Disneyland, have you been to Disneyland or Disney World, Scotty?
Absolutely, man. Love it. Yep.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? And
it's absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do you know what the cost is?
If I remember right, $149.
Yeah, probably. Might even be more than that. Let's see. I got to pull it up now that I'm just like curious. Oh, that's not it. I think it's $160 for like a one-day pass. I mean, a one-day pass, right? So, what's a one-day pass to like the local, carnival that comes in town? Maybe $10, $20.
If that, right? If that, yep.
Free, right? You get in for free.
Free. Yep.
And so,
kids ride for free.
yeah, kids ride for free. So Disney.
178. 2-day theme park ticket. Yeah, there we go. 96 one-day ticket. There you go.
So one-day ticket's $96. It's crazy.
Yep, it is.
So and that's to get into one park. If you do 2 parks, we're talking $150 compared to $10. And why would somebody pay $110 when they can just go to the same county fair, probably eat the same hot dog and corn dog and diet soda
for a third the price? Yeah.
Yeah, for 1/15 the price. Well, because it's just a different experience. It's a if I pull up Disney.
You just hit on the probably the most important word of the whole webinar: experience.
Yeah, it's right here.
People pay to be entertained. They don't pay to be educated. They pay to be entertained. Like if they can enjoy the experience, yeah, huge.
Yeah, the happiest place on earth, right? So it's like, man, I love it. I love it because it's so bold, right? It's just like we are the happiest place on earth.
Right.
I mean, it's just it's like so. And then let's Google Disneyland stinks. And let's see. So there's 163,000 results for Disneyland stinks. Firefighters complain of an odor, blah, blah, blah. Secret mind control, smell technology. I mean, holy smokers, right? It's like, are you kidding me? Let's see. Stinks may be too calm of a word. Let's do Disneyland sucks. Let's see if there's more. It was 468,000. We hate Disneyland. All right. Does Disney care?
No.
No.
They don't listen to the haters. Listen to your fans.
Yeah.
Good point, man. Good point.
Yeah.
Stop listening to the 2 people that said no and the 8 people that said yes. And I don't know why it is, but we focus on the people that say no or hate us or say something mean to us, or you know what I mean? Well, literally, we will plan out how to get back at people. the one person that opted out of my email, I'm going to figure out how to get them back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or the 10 people out of the 1,000 database that opted out, like, how dare they? I can't believe they did that, right? Instead of the 900, people that didn't opt out. You know what I mean? It's weird. Focus on the fans.
Focus on the fans, and it's I mean it's that SW. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Yeah. It's I just have this abundance mentality where it's like, I mean, seriously. But when I get off this call, there's a $1 million sale waiting to happen. All I got to do is reach out
and grab it.
And grab it. So let's take a look how good Walt Disney's doing, charging a premium product, right?
Premium product,
15 times higher than, the local county fair. So their stock has gone from $30 3 years ago to over 90. I mean, that's not bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all. For premium pricing. So it's being the cheapest doesn't get you anywhere.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. So a lot of times, I don't know if I've gone over this, but sometimes I charge 11% to list a house.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah, and I know there's no price fixing, in real estate, but I do know this: 11% is more than the typical.
It's double almost. I mean, it's almost double.
Yeah. So why do people pay me that when they can go hire, Joe Q Realtor for 5%?
Yeah.
It's the experience.
Yeah.
It's go back to Disneyland, right? And so my promises are so bold. I mean, the happiest place on earth. My promises are like, hey, I think this will be the best selling experience you've ever had, and if it's not, fire me.
Right.
Terminate me. You owe me nothing. And I'm going to invest a lot of money and a lot of time into selling your home. Mm-hmm. But the second you are not interested in having me help you out, no problem.
Yeah. Jonathan, you took you just knocked it out of the park again today, man. I appreciate the little bitty nuggets that you threw out there today about the experience, about not having to be the cheapest, about going into it with an abundance mentality, giving people a choice, letting people make their own decisions. And man, when you listen, you focused on, dude, I used it. I swear to God, I used your tell me more. I used it 10 times last week with different conversations. Literally, it was like when somebody told me something like, hey, tell me more about that. What does that mean? It's amazing how powerful that is. And I can't thank you enough for, one, sharing your wisdom and excellence and expertise and abundance mentality. And just I hope that you on this class today were able to pick up some nuggets from this for the next conversation you have on the phone or in person, and how important it is to get face-to-face. You have nothing unless you get face-to-face, and just an awesome. So, hey, there's one other thing, too, that I know that you have this, and I know this is the first time bringing this up, but a couple people asked about your thing in San Diego that you do every month, the $8,000 class, and I was wondering if there's any way, shape, or form, that we could somehow put that into a webinar format, like a 4 to 6 week. Take I know you can't do it all because we can't sit here for 3 days straight. It'd be physically impossible. But some way, shape, or form. Would anybody be interested in, depending on the timing and all that stuff? Would anybody be interested in like a 4-week, 6-week type getting started, like maybe a boot camp type for 2015? Would anybody be interested in that? I mean, I know it's we don't have anything right now, but I just thought I would throw it out there and say, is anybody interested in like a boot camp type thing that would literally put you on track for, one, to work with Jonathan, 2, to literally lay out 4 weeks of solid lead getting, because there's 4 parts to every sale: traffic, relationships, how they feel about you, call to action, and then follow up. And if we had a 4 to 6 week boot camp type thing, where we taught you and, one, hold you accountable and give you the exact tools it's going to take to do what Jonathan's doing, working 12 to 15 hours a week, would anybody be interested in that? And so looks like there's a lot of yeses, Jonathan. So maybe in your free time if we could put something together, have you back on, and and see what this looks like. I'm more than happy to work with you on that and tell you what my thoughts are as far as what I feel is most important for people to one, have not accountable, but have a quality of life that allows them to close $40 million in production, but also have the quality of life that you have, and I know it's amazing. So, and to live at Disney, which is what we all do. So.
Oh yeah, no, that would be fun. There's basically there's two things that I do. One is to help realtors out, and I love doing that. And one is, as you mentioned, it's basically I have it once a month, give or take. It's in San Diego, and it's a 3-day process basically that I just walk the realtors through. I limit it to 12 realtors. And yeah, that's $8,000, and then a certain percentage of those realtors want to keep it going, and so then I offer basically, I call it your passions and your profits partnership, and I mean, I'm really involved with these people and partner with them for the next 12 months for a year, and the cost for that is $30,000. And I've never done a something less than that or webinar wise, but yeah, you piqued my interest, and if we do it, I would want to do it where we do it before the New Year's to really get people off, like, man, let's hit 2015 like hard and make it the best year ever, where you're truly maximizing your income, but you're also working as little as possible.
Right.
And,
which is the best part about the whole thing. Make the most, like, dude, you and I know we hang out with the big dogs of the industry, and like, what is the least amount we can do to get the desired result? Dude, I'm so big on that I that's why I love having you on the call, because I know you're the exact same way, and we just hang around. You are who you hang around, and if you hang around people that work 60 hours a week, guess what? You're soon going to be the fifth. If you hang around people that work 15 hours a week and get the same results, you're soon going to be the fifth. So it's just, and for me, I can't put a price on that because it's priceless. You know what I'm saying? It's just, to close $40 million and work 15 hours a week is insanity, So, all right, cool. So let's do that. Let's put it together. We'll probably have a separate webinar or something for you guys. So be looking for an invite for that. We'll put it together and we'll go from there. So if you have any interest, go to the Facebook page. Here's what I'm gonna do, Jonathan. I'm gonna create an event in the Agent Mastermind thing, and I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna just put your name on there, Jonathan, and 4-week boot camp. And if you have any interest, we'll let you know when the time is right, sooner than later, what that is entailed, what's going to be included, and we'll just do an event, and then you just go, hey, I'm in. If you haven't been to our private Facebook group, which is 12,200 and growing, it's facebook.com/groups/agent mastermind. Make sure you're part of the group. Make sure in your profile that you have somewhere, shape, or form that you are a real estate agent. We see a lot of people join with we can't tell who you are, and we only let real estate agents in the group. So if there's nothing there sharing that you are a real estate agent, you're probably not going to get in. We need to know that you are a real estate agent. So just let us see that real quick when we see your profile. And Jonathan, man, I can't thank you enough, buddy. I appreciate you being there. And we've got a lot of yeses, so let's put something together, man.
No, it's fun. I love helping people out.
All right, man. Thanks so much, guys. Same time, same place next Tuesday. We'll see you on the web. Have a great rest of the week. Make your phone calls. Follow up with your database. Amazing times coming up, 2015. I truly believe it's the best time to be in the industry. The industry's great. It's coming back. Values are going up, and just some exciting times, my friends. So honored to be a part of your life. Honored to be a part of the group. And Jonathan, we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
See ya. Bye.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye.